Lieutenant General Mark Hertling, U.S. Army retired. General Hertling commanded the U.S. force in northern Iraq during the combat years 2007 to 2009. He has been to Sinjar Mountain. General, welcome.
Hello, Brooke. How are you this afternoon?
I am doing okay. Let's begin with you, and let's actually just begin because what helps me is looking at maps. So let's just show our viewers this map of Mount Sinjar. And so this is based on the best information we have. And, you know, not to oversimplify here, but we at CNN, we are led to believe that ISIS fighters are poised just southwest of the mountain there, the yellow and orange stripes. ISIS, obviously, we know these are the terrorists, bad guys. If they are clustered together, General, why not, if we're talking about this U.S. airstrike campaign, why not just take out those militants right there at the base of the mountain?
It's hard to do, Brooke. I mean, when you talk about taking out soldiers on the ground, it's a very difficult challenge. And I think we have been looking for targets. I would suggest that there are over 30 sorties or 30 aircraft up a day in northern Iraq. They are, in fact, looking for targets. But it's very difficult to do unless you have observation on those targets very close. It's challenging. We don't have that right now. I think we're trying to
How do you have that observation? Do you have to be on the ground?
You don't have to be. You can use drones, and we have been doing some of that. You can have other pilots observing it, but it doesn't give you 100% accuracy when you're at 10,000 or 10,000 feet or above. So it's just a challenge. It isn't as easy, as I've said before, a video game where you just kind of put the crosshair and start knocking down targets. This is a challenging force. They're intermingled with civilians on the ground. We don't know what a target is from 10,000 feet. You do the best you can if you have some type of military equipment and you know they're using it against the population.
Okay, so then by our best estimate, there are thousands of refugees on top of the mountain. You have, you've been there, triple-digit heat this time of year. You have no shade. Ivan Watson talking about seeing a lot of them under just trees, wherever they could find any bit of shade. They have absolutely no shelter, obviously very desperate to get to safety. Is there a way to do that, to get to safety in an orderly manner? So there is not a repeat of some of the chaos we've seen up until now and some of what you're looking at. You know, these people just scrambling to get inside of these helicopters, maybe even not weighing them down.
Yeah, there are several ways you can do this, Brooke, but they're all difficult. And I think in order to do it properly, you have to have key intelligence on the ground so you know exactly how many passengers you're there to pick up by whatever means you're using. You have to have the right logistics to get in and get them out. You have to have an overhead platform for air power or for air cover, for close air support. You have to have the potential for fighters. You have to have the logistics and the command and control that will separate the groups of however many number of people, and we're not even sure of that yet, into the right packages to either pick them up on some type of transport or some type of aircraft. And, you know, these people have been traumatized. So you really have to turn chaos into order as best you can to get those folks out of there. It is a very challenging mission. And, you know, our president's mission to the troops there has been prevent a humanitarian disaster. Remember, about 6 weeks ago, we sent soldiers, or we sent military forces into Baghdad and Erbil with the two key missions of assess the situation, protect American citizens, and prevent humanitarian disasters. They have done that assessment now, but all of this with the Yazidis on top of Mount Sinjar has come up in the last few days. So it takes a while to plan these kind of operations, especially when you don't have ready access to the area, and we don't have that right now.
We don't have that right now. General Mark Hertling, thank you so much. Coming up next, we'll focus on this region.